Just a small town girl with a big old dream. Now she's taking it over and making a scene. Yes, it's your turn next, so please take your seat. Cause baby, the best is yet to be seen. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning,
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
Sunshine's Corner.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunshine's Corner, where purpose meets power. And of course, you know, I believe that conversation creates change. Now, as election season approaches, one of the most important things that we can do as a citizen is be informed, be prepared, and be ready to vote. Why do I say that? Because today we're honored to welcome Mr. Robert Bender. He is the supervisor of elections today. He's going to help us understand everything we need to know about the upcoming primary election, of course, as we get ready for November, which is the general election. Now, from voter registration deadlines and vote by mail information to early voting locations and what to expect on election day, we'll discuss how every eligible voter can make sure that their voice is heard. I preach that all the time. Now, the message is simple. Don't wait until the last minute. Have a plan. Know your polling place. Bring the proper identification if it's required, and make sure that your registration information is current. Your vote is your voice, and every election shapes our future, our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, and our community. So what am I telling you? Sit back, relax, and join me as we welcome the Supervisor of Election, Mr. Robert Bender, to Sunshine's Corner for an important conversation that you should be ready for Election Day. So stay with us. This is where the information is found right here. But I got to say this to everybody. Now, every voter needs to hear this. We're going to put a little laughter in your voting today. You see these hats?
We're celebrating America 250.
I mean, it's Celebrating America 250. We talked about this, 2 months ago?
At least, last time I was on the show.
Exactly. But look, I say this. We had to do a little change in here to get the hats because Robert has on my hat and it wouldn't fit on my hair. And then
I was supposed to be wearing that one.
You're supposed to be wearing this one.
You know, but hey, it's all about
good.
It's all about hopefully getting people excited about voting.
They gotta be.
Right, getting their attention.
Yes.
And so
and we got it.
We did, you know, so we sent vote by mails out July 10th.
Uh-huh.
And I had my team did a graphic of me acting like Paul Revere riding a horse, saying the ballots are coming.
The British are coming. The British.
You know, and so you know, hopefully it just gets your attention and makes you think, oh, there's an election coming. And I'd say that is one of the things that I'm really trying to focus on this year. So in August 2024, the August primary in 24, we had 75% of our registered voters not vote. We had
75% not voting.
75% not vote. We had under 25% turnout for the 2024 primary.
Right.
So with this year, I'm trying to focus on, it's the August 18th election.
Yes, it is.
Right? Because there are some primary races for those partisan candidates and partisan races, but we have nonpartisan races and a countywide referendum that we may not see in November, right?
Right.
So the countywide referendum on if appointed or elected superintendent, that is asked one time this election season. That'll be August 18th.
Right.
You have 3 school board members, districts 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, there is.
There's only two people in each of those races, so that race will be decided in the August 18th.
In the August 18th.
And then you have the mayor's race, which 4 years ago was decided in the August election.
That's right.
Because one candidate, D.C. Reeves, got more than 50% of the vote.
That's right.
That could happen again. So if you're thinking, I'm going to wait until November to vote for my
Wait.
mayor, don't do it now, because
There's quite a few of them running for mayor.
there's 6 of them. And again, you may still be able to help decide who's going to be in that runoff.
Right.
The top 2 candidates would go to November. So again, you still get a say in what's going to happen. And then again, so as I said, everybody in Escambia County is going to have a ballot. And then on the partisan side, we do have a lot of races for the governor, senator, for CFO, commissioner of agriculture.
So much.
Republicans, Democrats have that on each of their ballots. And additionally, Republicans have representative for Congress, House District 2, state rep, and then County Commission District 2. So
wow.
Again, hopefully with the amount of things on the ballots, people will realize the importance of it. But really, again, there are issues that will be decided with the August 18th election. So get out and vote. That's what we're hoping for.
I mean, I can't believe it keep just over and over 75%.
75%
Did
not
not,
vote.
ladies and gentlemen. I said did not. I'm not saying 75% did. Did not. What am I saying to you? It's so important.
So important. So important.
So important. I know you say, okay, well, we got the general coming up, but this here is at home.
Right.
That's what I call it. You're at home. You're making these decisions that's going to affect you right here.
Yes.
That can help up there.
Well, again, you talk about the school board.
That's right.
I mean, what about developing our children,
That's right.
our future? And so to have.
So how many is running for that now? But there's 1, 2, and 3.
It's 1, 2, and 3. They have two people running
In
in
each.
each of those races.
Good out.
Yes.
I know there's been some people out there doing some talk, man. I've been, I follow and I look. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But they're doing what they're supposed to do. But Robert, when it comes down to this, voter up now. Let's talk up now. You said that the mail-in ballots are already going out, right?
Mail-in ballots have already gone. So let's see. So sorry to interrupt, but
No, go right ahead.
Monday was the registration deadline. So if you haven't registered yet, it is too late. You can go ahead and send in your registration now for the November election.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and don't wait for that, you can go ahead and do it now. But so the deadline to register or change your party was this past Monday, and so we had planned to be here on
Sure
Monday.
did, exactly.
And let everybody know. So, but we got. Listen, I think the state's website crashed on Monday night because everybody was going online.
We had that premonition. Okay.
We did. And so that's that. We got our vote by mail ballots out. We got a little over 23,000 ballots out in this initial run. And then we've had a couple, we do our dailies. So when someone sends their vote by mail request in, we have 48 hours to get it out.
Okay.
So, we can't just sit on it, and that's what we do. We get you the ballot in order to vote. And then we've already had about 2,500, 3,000
come back.
Come back.
That's good. That's good, right?
Yes. It's a good start.
It's a good start.
We want all of them to come back. But
I think they've learned something. I hope that it's good to go ahead and vote in the primary.
Yes. Yes.
I think that it's so important that you do that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to just be absolutely transparent with you. You have to decide. I don't want to just hear your voices on the outside complaining. I want you to use your voice and create change. That's what your voice can do by voting. That's when you speak the loudest.
Well, you said earlier, your voice is your vote.
That's it. That's it.
And that is what we are trying to
Exactly.
provide. Right?
Exactly.
We are allowing. We give you the opportunity to do that.
Exactly.
And make sure that you're heard.
That's right.
And so again, my job is to run safe, accurate, secure elections. And you can't get over the hat, can you?
I can't. I know.
It is.
That's
Listen,
supposed to be
look,
my
this,
hat.
this looks a lot more like Sonshine than it does me. All right, but
We had to make a few changes.
But yes, but again, this is So one of the big things we're doing this year is hopefully with celebrating America 250.
Oh God,
and this
yeah.
is why we're in our red, white, and blue. We have our
Yeah.
I voted sticker for the year. But hopefully you feel that, and that drives you out to take part of the freedoms that we have in voting.
Exactly.
And so we do have a new I voted sticker for the year.
And it's a great big old circle here. Look, let me turn it around so I can look at that. Isn't that pretty?
And
You designed that?
We designed it in-house. We of course, again, said celebrating America 250, so you can't really see it, but you've got gold 1776 to 2026. And then, we liked our old sticker.
Right.
We're going to go probably back to it. But
Keep this.
sort of kind of kept the same theme of the beach and the water with a boat on it, but we made the boats a tall ship from 1776 and then more like the American Magic of 2026. So,
But that's nice though. Okay, this is Pat Sajak. I'm Vanna Black. Okay,
yes.
it went over his head. Okay.
No, I got you.
Okay.
And so, again, so we're calling it the commemorative sticker.
Exactly.
One of the things we actually did was we included this in the vote by mail packet.
Right.
We had not put an I voted sticker in a vote by mail packet before, and so we created a 1/3 sheet
Really?
of paper. And the whole thing's a sticker, but it has some just final instructions for the voter on how to make sure their ballot gets returned. And then we put the sticker on there. So everyone who votes by mail will have the opportunity to get the sticker just like someone who goes to the early vote or election day.
How should they be prepared to go to the polls? What are the things we want to remind people?
Okay, so, and I think we talked about this a little bit last time, but I want to.
It's been a minute, so let's refresh that memory.
There's a lot of noise around the country and locally. One is that a voter should not expect to have any different experience than they had in 2024.
Okay.
Okay? So the same types of ID are still accepted. That'll change in 27, but the same types of ID are currently accepted that were accepted in 2024. You don't need to bring your birth certificate or your passport.
Yeah, we heard that though.
You don't need to bring that to the polls or anything. If you are a currently registered voter, you have been verified. Your citizenship has been verified.
Okay.
And so again, we don't want people to be reserved about going because they can't find this. So if the state has already run my database through the SAVE database, and if you came back as a non-citizen, you've been contacted. Right. So and the reverse of that is that everyone was verified.
I got you.
So again, you should have the same experience you had, but be prepared, right? So we sent our sample ballots to the printer yesterday.
Okay.
So
there we go. Get ready.
Everyone will be getting a sample ballot who has not requested a vote by mail, and then some people have requested to receive them by email. About 40,000, I think, or so, 50,000 are doing by email.
What do you mean by email?
They'll get their sample ballot by email.
I thought, okay.
Everybody else will get
in the mail.
A sample ballot in the mail. It'll have details about our early voting, which is August 8th to August 15th, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. We have 10 locations. You can go to any one of the 10. You can still request a vote by mail until August 6th. And then Election Day is August 18th.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness. At the time, it's going to be here before we know it.
It's going to be here before we know it.
And don't procrastinate. Please, let's do what we got to do. Make sure we're prepared.
Well, again, for vote by mail, you can mail it back in. We've done some additional enhancements, I want to say, to vote by mail. Is that one, we can track those through the mail system. We weren't able to do that before, and so I'd get a call that says, hey, you never sent me my ballot. And I would say, no, we sent it to you, but then we don't know what happened to it once it got to the USPS. And so we've been able to add some unique codes to the bottom of the ballot that just allows it to be scanned and tracked through the USPS system as it makes its way from post office to post office or something like that. So it doesn't, we're not able to see who voted. Once we take that out, we don't match it to anything like that.
I got you.
But the idea is to have some transparency in the mailing process. Even it'll say when the expected delivery date is, things like that, because if you are voting by mail, we have to make sure that you have that ballot in our hands by 7 p.m. on election night. And then you can drop those off at early vote sites during early voting hours. There's a secure ballot intake station right there, and those get brought back to the warehouse every night. So
get out of here.
To make sure you get counted. Also, there's one that is in our office lobby right now. So if you get it and you want to just drop it by the office, you can do that Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Listen, you see, people, this is important information we're sharing with you today. So look, get on your cap too. Get ready. Put on your hat. Your cowboy hat. Get ready. We're going to take a break and come back and tell you more things to have you ready for this election season coming up on Sunshine's Corner.
I learned during my military service to train every day to fight and fight to win. If you've been injured in an accident, you already know one thing for sure. The insurance companies are going to fight you for every dollar you deserve. At Michelson Booth, we settle most of the cases we handle. But if the insurance companies choose to fight, well, we're okay with that too. If you've been injured in an accident, choose a law firm that's got the resources, training, and stomach for the fight. Michelson Booth, don't be a victim twice.
Nestled in the heart of Pensacola, Dorothy's is a one-of-a-kind, community-driven cocktail bar by Oasis, Florida, created to sustain vital HIV and STI care across the Florida Panhandle. Inspired by the Wizard of Oz, rooted in inclusion, and dripping with character, Dorothy's is a welcoming space, with award-winning Oz-inspired cocktails, food by Steel Pony Diner, and an unmatched atmosphere. Join us 7 days a week in downtown Pensacola, located directly across from Maritime Park and the Blue Wahoo Stadium.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. Well, we're cool with our caps today and my hat, and my cowboy hat. And next, I'm just gonna have to wear the hat one day just to wear it to let Robert know I wore it, okay? But look at this, everybody. We're talking about the election. This is election year. This is your primary year. We got the general election coming up in November. However, voting locations, has there been any changes?
There have been some. So one, when we just sent them to the printer this week, if it's a permanent change, you're getting a letter and you're getting a new voter information card.
Okay.
And again, some of those even went in the mail, I think yesterday, the day before. So those are starting to hit mailboxes. We sent one to every registered voter in those precincts. And so, and listen, a lot goes into that. We don't just move it and pick a spot. We try to put some thought behind it. I've been
Not too far from the general area?
Well, again, you don't want it to move it too far, but I try to think about voter safety. So if it's at a corner where there's a traffic light or something like that, so they can ingress, egress easily, then I think that's a positive.
I understand.
But we have 6 or 7 changes. We have some temporary locations. For the temporary locations, those voters will be mailed a letter. They won't be mailed a voter information card because it's only temporary, but they'll be mailed a letter before each election. And it has to be no more than 30 days and no fewer than 14 days. So we have a 2-week window that we can mail those out, and we want to keep it close so that you remember as you get to the closer to the election. The other thing is we will have signage at each of the old locations or the ones that require the temporary. So if you go to the wrong place by mistake, there'll be a sign there directing you where to go.
Okay, let's look at the Fricker Center, torn up.
So Fricker Center is under construction. That's a lot of people know about that one. It's right up the street a little bit. And so Pensacola Main Library. So just a few blocks away. We've used Main Library for Precinct 31, which was Christ Church. Christ Church was under construction in 24 and 25. We used the Main Library for that. They've moved back to 31, so I'm going to send all of them a letter that says, hey, I know you've been voting at the Main Library for 2 years, but just remember, we're going back to Christ Church.
Okay.
So Fricker Center for 2026, both elections, the primary and the general, will be at the Main Library. And then the other one was Precinct 70, is up off of Old Palafox. We're putting that one with 110, which is the gathering place at Pensacola Christian College. Again, it's off of Old Palafox. They don't have to go to 29. They don't have to go to Brent.
Right.
Hopefully make it easy for them. Again, not a lot of because when we pick a site, and actually I'm very proud of this. So we've had some audits of our sites done to make sure they're ADA accessible, things like that. And they came back and said that the ones they've checked have been good. So
Macedonia Church on 9th Avenue.
So Macedonia Church, Precinct 98. So that one was, they let us know right before the special primary in 25 that they weren't going to be able to host anymore. And so we, because it was so close to the election, we just put it with Precinct 90 while we found a more permanent place. We did that. Bethel AME on Woodlawn.
Right down the street.
Right up the street.
Right up the street, yeah.
Yeah. It's off of Davis. I think that's we had been there previously at one time for that location, and that's again each.
Well, that's a familiar site.
It's a familiar site. It's a long and narrow precinct, and so we were able to find another location in there. Precinct 77, which was at Pensacola State College Warrington campus. The voters in there actually came back and said, hey, can you move it back to Lexington Terrace, which is where it had been for a number of years. Lexington Terrace needed some.
Is that a park? Do they have a building there?
They do have a building there. Leroy runs it. And,
oh, that's right.
And so, but it needed some renovations, and it
Right.
needed a little touch up.
Right.
That was completed, and so the voters came and said, hey, can we move back there? That's closer. It's more central to where the voters are. And so I said, sure, we'll see what we can do and make sure it fits our needs, and it did. And so we moved that one back.
Wow.
We had one Klondike Road, Precinct 5. That's moved again. The church just came to us and said, hey, we're kind of going in a different direction and doing that. 101.
Come on, church.
You know, well, and listen, and they don't get a lot to host us. We give them $100, just almost to help offset some electricity costs or somebody coming in early to let us in. But 101 went to Hashi Shrine Temple on 9 Mile.
That's a big spot.
That's a big spot, but again, I mean, you want something that's easily accessible for the voters, that has ADA, that every voter can come in, that you have enough room for all the equipment and everything like that. So
you could do 3 or 4 in Hashi Shrine Temple.
Well, we're in a little room off to the side. We're not using the whole.
You're not gonna use the whole building, because that's a big place. I've been in there.
Right. And so again, we're notifying all the voters of those locations. The other ones were 49 and is moving in with 64, and then 106 is moving in with 108. So 49 and 106 used to be together. Same thing. They were at a temporary location. Career Source Escarosa hosted us for 24 and 25. Appreciate that. And then when we were supposed to go back to Grace Lutheran this year, they had renovated that building again, and now more groups are using it on a regular basis.
Okay.
And so they again, I appreciate them hosting us for all these years.
Most certainly.
But then we had to find a new location for that. So.
Now these places, not could have cost you, Robert. It's going to be like for people who have some disabilities, and the accessibility will be there.
Well, again, when we look at a location, we take all that into consideration to make sure that it is accessible for all.
Okay.
So we have our one of the things. Right after this, I'm going to the Center for Independent Living.
Okay.
Having their event today, and we're demonstrating our
Where you at?
express vote. We're at their location. Wear the hat. I'll take the hat back. And so, but we're going to show them how we have express votes in each of our precincts, that if someone has trouble visually, you can enlarge the text, or you can do audio. There's a keypad with Braille so that they can navigate the ballot on their own. So again, somebody who is blind can go in and vote.
Is that going to be at all voting?
That is at all voting locations, yes.
Really?
And you don't have to have a disability in order to use it. So a lot of times what we'll do is, voters only allowed to get 3 ballots. If they make a mistake, they can
that
come
was the
back
next
and get
thing. What if
another
I
one.
mess up on my ballot?
Yeah, you mess up on your ballot, you can bring it back and say, may I have another one? If you mess up again, we'll usually say, hey, I want you to try this machine because it allows you to change your selections. It's a touch screen. It prints out, it lets you know right there on the ballot who you voted for, and then you walk over and put it in the machine just like everybody else.
I got you.
And that's at every one, and again, anybody can use that, they can ask for it.
But that's cool though. I mean, when you just said that, if you make a mistake, keep making that mistake, somebody can say, look, why don't you use this touch screen right here?
Right.
Because you don't,
And with that being said, is that especially during the general election, I mean, there's 17, 18 things on the ballot. When somebody makes a mistake on the last one, now they have to go do all 17, 18 of them again. Sometimes they would just say, oh, just go ahead and cast. We give you the option. You can leave it as it is. And again, we would, if there was a recount, and then we end up having to look at overvotes and undervotes, if we can tell it's the voter intent, if we can decide voter intent, then we can have that vote count for that candidate. So.
Well, what we're trying, you see, Robert has taken a lot of time to tell you all the steps that's so important that you remember. It is utterly important you keep these things, and please keep your eyes on your mail, so you'll make sure you know if your voting location has changed. Then you'll have that information where you're going to have a 2-week window that you'll find out.
Well, the permanent ones are already mailed out. And
these are the changing ones.
These are the ones that have changed permanently, where we're not anticipating going back to the other location. On the sample ballot, I even added like little stars that says new location for 2026, or for the Fricker Center, I put temporary location for
Exactly, 'cause
2026.
they'll be back
Again,
next year.
hopefully, as you look at that, it catches your eye that something's changed. But again, statutorily, for those 2 temporary locations, we will mail you a letter before every election reminding you that there's that change.
Wow.
So the ones that are permanent, we won't mail again after this initial one. But again, hopefully, and we'll still keep it on that sample ballot to remind people that, hey, your location changed.
Do you ever get this stuff in your head, like, okay, I'm going over on this side, I gotta go this side? I mean, oh my God, all these little tidbits.
We do a lot. Of course, people laugh to say we only work 1 day a year, 2 days a year, election day. But no,
a lot goes down with this.
A lot goes into it, and as I said, we really worked hard to redesign that vote by mail envelope. One of the other things we did was we put Post-it yellow on the back of the envelope, and it did 2 things. One, I think it made a little bit more focus on the area where the voter needs to sign. It's still in a red box, but it's yellow on the top half, and then it goes to that red box, and I think it makes it pop a little bit more.
Bring the attention to it.
The other thing is that it's easier for the USPS to spot them. And so we're talking with the person that does the business reply mail, which is what these are. So again, if you're doing vote by mail, postage is paid by Escambia County. You don't have to get a stamp. All you have to do is and you don't even have to lick it. It's peel and stick. So you peel the little tape off, seal the envelope, put it in the mail. It'll get to us. So you don't have to worry about finding a stamp or anything like that.
Absolutely.
But the other thing she said is that when it comes in, she's just flipping the trays around and going through and looking for the yellow on the back and just pulling them out and giving them to us. So
oh wow,
that's what we want.
It's important, but as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, they're going through a lot. So please, I want you to take that extra step to make sure that you get your voice heard. I want Robert to come back and tell me the week after August 18th, we're gonna have him back and say, look, oh wow, it was 75% more voting this year in the primary.
Right. Yes.
And that's what I'm hopeful for, because I think that we have talked about this a lot, and I know that everywhere I've visited, everywhere I've been, that I had to talk about as far as voting is concerned, thank you, that it will be known that you've got to do this. You know what I'm saying? We have got to get to the point where it's so important to everybody to realize, I'm tired of us talking one thing and not doing the other. I want you to take this initiative right now. If you want change, we've done it before, we can do it again. I want you to make sure that you go out and vote. This is the first step in the process. It's a process of getting things done. Please do your part. Exercise your right to vote. August 18th, let it be said. Robert's going to come back and say, Sunshine, it was 80% more. I'm believing that. We'll be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
For 75 years, we've been caring for families, creating jobs, and working to build a healthier community. This is your home, and ours too. We're honored to be the trusted partner in your care. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Bramer.
And I'm Charlie Hobart.
You can tune in Fridays at 5:30 on Blab TV for Wahoos Weekly, your weekly in-depth look at the Pensacola Blue Wahoos on the field and off.
We'll be talking to players and highlighting initiatives in the community that make Pensacola so special.
And when the Blue Wahoos are here at home, it leads right into live game coverage from Blue Wahoo Stadium. That's Wahoos Weekly, Fridays at 5:30
on Blab TV.
Get a fresh cut and a fresh start at AHW Barber Academy. We focus on growth. Join us at 3822 North 9th Avenue, Pensacola, for a top-notch $6 haircut while supporting aspiring barbers. Our students learn in a real-world setting, guided by experienced professionals to become licensed barbers. Need a cut or a new career? Visit AHW Barber Academy or call 850-692-9298.
I'm Kathy Holsworth, Artistic Director at Pensacola Little Theater. Join me on the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. for the Center Stage, where me and my artistic friends talk about all things on the stage and at the Clark Family Cultural Center. Join us, won't you?
Take a breath and step into something green. At Pensacola Seed and Garden, both of our locations are open 7 days a week, ready when you are. We don't just sell plants, we grow many of them right here with care you can see. And once you take one home, you'll find everything you need to help it thrive. Visiting from out of town? Discover unique exotic plants you can bring home, often for less than ordering online. Pensacola Seed and Garden. Grow something beautiful.
And welcome back to a conversation I think that is so utterly important, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking with Robert Bender, Supervisor of Elections right here in Escambia County, and they're doing a lot of work. But what I'm trying to convey to everybody is to do one thing, to be ready, to be prepared. Make the step, and it's up to you. If you want to see change, then you've got to do something. This is an individual thing. Yep. If you want to see something different, you've got to make that move. You don't have to go around screaming it to the world. Just do what you got to do. Yep. Make that change and go out and vote. Now, we're talking about being ready. We've already touched the spot about the different locations that's been changed. You're going to get something in the mail to remind people about that. When it comes down to people who are, no, you said something. I got to go back to this. That people don't know who's on the ballot.
Sure. Yep.
Oh my God, get to know who you're voting for. Study these people. Well, see what they're offering.
Yes. So be election ready. So you can go to our website and check, am I registered? Now, it's not only just letting you know if you're registered, it's letting you know if you have a vote by mail request on file. It's sample ballots are online right now. So if you wanted to go right now
and practice
to look at your sample ballot before it comes to you in the mail, EscambiaVotes.gov, and you can go to sample ballots, you can go to am I registered, any of those things, and so if you do the am I registered, like I said, a lot of things come up. It'll be your specific sample ballot. So if you are a Democrat, it will show you the Democrat ballot. There's also another one where you can just put in your street address and it pulls everything that's associated with that street address. But if you go to the one that asks for your name and your date of birth, and again, you can call our office. They can help you, walk you through it, 850-595-3900. I get more compliments on my staff that help voters than any.
They answer that you can talk.
And so they are ready to serve. But you can go there and you'll see the sample ballot. You'll be able to see your election day location. If you have a vote by mail request on file. But then the other thing we have is, especially for the local candidates, they have their contact information. You can go under candidates, current finances, and they have bios. They have phone numbers that you can call them. And so actually there was a gentleman in our office. His son just turned 18, and he, of course, he's preparing for the election. And I said, well, call the candidates.
Exactly.
I mean, I also say being a candidate is like dating, right? If they're not going to respond to you as a candidate,
you're not going to respond to you afterwards.
Marriage isn't the way to solve it, right? So again, that's what they're running a candidacy, and they're doing what they can to get in touch with the voters. But if you have questions, by all means, reach out to them. So we are sending these sample ballots out so that you can familiarize yourself with what's going to be on the ballot. You can familiarize yourself with the issues.
Right.
And so, like I said, we have a countywide referendum on appointed versus elected school board, school superintendent, and so understanding that.
Exactly.
But also understand that, if you need assistance in voting, we'll get poll election workers from 2 different parties to assist you. But that is to assist you in voting. That is not to tell you who to vote for.
Exactly.
It is not to answer questions on who do you think is a better candidate. And really, unfortunately, we can't even say, what does this mean? We can't say.
Really?
Well, again, we don't want to be in the business of
somebody could turn that around.
Somebody could turn it around and they're like, well, they made it seem like I needed to vote no on this issue, or I needed to vote yes. So familiarize yourselves with the questions that are on there and what a no vote means and what a yes vote means.
Exactly.
I'm
not going to. Are there any place where you need volunteers now still? Are you still signing up those people?
We're doing okay on election workers right now.
Okay.
We had a lot of new election workers come in.
Really?
And so trying to get them in for the primary to prepare for the general. Again, number one, we'll have over 600 election workers on election day. We have 80 precincts, 69 locations this year. And so one, I want to recognize them, because if it wasn't for our election workers, and these are your friends, your neighbors, your church members that are there to help make sure that we have a safe, accurate, secure election.
I
right?
mean, it is because, there's some people, I've had this question asked because there's another show that I do online. We was talking about this. Are there going to be people out, what do they call them, hecklers? They're trying to tell you which way to go and not
sure.
what to do?
Advocates.
Advocates, that's what it is. I call them hecklers.
But again, we have, and some of them do, 150 feet from the front door is a no solicitation zone. So a voter should be able to arrive at the polling place and be able to enter without having to run the gauntlet of hecklers.
Okay.
Now, you may have to drive by them. Sometimes there's one with a megaphone, and
I've seen that.
We'll call the candidate and say, I don't know if that person's helping you or hurting you, but we've had some complaints or something like that.
Unbelievable.
And so, that was expanded in 2020 from 100 feet to 150 feet. So the state of Florida has done things to help, I'd say, protect voters or give them a good voting experience, because the last thing we want is to anyone to feel, I don't want to say not safe, but that they can't go in and vote without being heckled.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so important. But the main thing, what we're trying to get you to do is to understand now, ladies and gentlemen, be on the lookout for your mail.
Yes.
Check your email if you got the email address. Be ready, be prepared. If it's rain and you don't want to go out that day, have a plan.
Have a plan. Early vote. Any one of the 10 locations.
That's right.
In the Escambia County you can go to.
When does it go? Okay, now that's the 8th through the
15th. Yes.
Anywhere you want to go, you can go.
Anywhere you want to go, and I mean it's Southwest Library, the Pensacola Main Library, my office downtown,
right?
Brownsville Community Center, the Bellevue Library. We have one at Asbury Place, UWF. Extension Office, Molino Community Center, and Century Courthouse.
Absolutely. So therefore, just be ready, ladies and gentlemen. Don't wait till the last minute and say, oh, I didn't know where to go. I got lost and I was out of the wrong space. No, you can go anywhere to then. But after the 18th,
on the 18th.
On the 18th, you've got to go to your precinct.
Yep.
So don't waste your time doing that. Do it early. I believe in preparing. Be prepared. I believe in okay, if this doesn't work, then I got this set aside so I can go to my next step. It's so important that you not take this so, I cannot stress this strong enough. If you want to see something change and you want to be heard, to be a part of that transformation, this is how you start it off. Vote. Be heard. Vote. You got your part in. You're part of the change. You're part of it.
So, and again, we're really trying to promote the August 18th election.
Exactly.
We're doing a lot more than we've done in previous years, because, again, it's 2024, we had a lady call and say, why did you send me this primary ballot? And he said, well, you requested vote by mail for the 2024 election cycle. She goes, but why did you send me the primary ballot? And she goes, I don't vote in primaries.
Why?
But you said you wanted all elections. She goes, yeah, I want to vote in all the elections. Well, this is an election.
Are they is they not educated on the primaries?
I don't know. I don't know. But Florida is a closed primary state.
Right.
You can only vote for those partisan races for which you are a member of.
Uh-huh.
So again, your governor, CFO, senator, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in your nonpartisan races, like your school board, your city council, which we don't have any in this election, they all went to November, but mayor, a countywide referendum on school superintendent, those are all could be decided in this election, and so if you really want your voice to be heard, vote now.
Exactly.
But you're also talking about making a plan, right? So let's say you request a vote by mail ballot, and then you decide to go vote in person. Not a problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your ballot with you. You can shred it and say I don't have it, because here's what's going to happen. One, when we get a vote by mail ballot in, we check to make sure that there's a request on file,
mm-hmm.
and then it updates every time we check one in. So if we see that you've already voted, we're just going to set it aside and not count it.
Okay.
You can take it with you. You'll surrender it at the polling location. They'll give you a new ballot. You go vote. Your vote's counted. So again, if you want to request a ballot just to have in case, And again, if you go to that early vote site, you can put your mail-in ballot in the drop in the.
Has it been
ballot
done where a
section.
person tries to do both?
It has, but it's but we also tell them to do both, right? So,
I mean, no, try to vote twice. I mean, like vote, then do that ballot too. And has it been done twice? I mean,
you know, I have been in a precinct before, you know, because think about this. We mailed those vote by mail ballots out July 10th for domestic, for people in Pensacola. We mailed those out July 10th for an August 18th election. So I've been in an early vote site where somebody came in and had forgotten that they had already voted. And we showed them. I mean, it says, hey, it says we already have your vote by mail in, and they said, okay. You know, I mean, it's and if somebody really wants to push it, then we can give them a provisional ballot, and we'll review it, and we'll confirm that they voted. We'll pull that envelope from the vote by mail and compare it and make sure everything was right. And then if it's a second ballot, then we just set it aside. We never open it; never gets counted. So
I don't think we could reiterate this any stronger.
Right.
How important it is. We're teaching you, and if you have questions, 850-595-3900, and you're gonna get a person.
Yes.
You're gonna get a person that you can talk to. But if there's a slight something in your thought process that, oh, I need to find this out, don't just think about it.
Right.
Do it.
And you know, so when someone calls and asks us to, hey, who should I vote for?
I didn't know you do that.
Reach out to the candidate. We'll send them to the party. You know, if it's a Democratic primary, say, well, reach out to the Democratic Party and see if they can give you any more information. But again, we're apolitical. We're not. we can't give the appearance of anything, and so we can't give any guidance on who to vote.
So how can we get beyond that? So are we not educated enough? This is just you and me talking. How can we get people beyond that? Okay, who should I vote for? Okay, who's going to be better for you? How can we get them to be more equipped?
So as previously being a candidate, you know, I mean, you go to forums where people can ask questions. Those are sometimes, you know, I know I don't think WSRE does it anymore, but there used to be, you know, that was a great way that people could tune in right before the election. They'll have, usually the P&J will have some questions and answers with candidates. Todd Thompson with was it the Chamber?
Right.
Greater Pensacola Chamber will usually ask candidates some questions and have those available. And so, of course, candidates are trying to get in front of you. I mean, that's why you're getting the mail, right? Exactly. I mean, they're trying to get you their position. I mean, sometimes all of it says the same thing, but hopefully there is something in there that can tell you what they're standing on, what they're going to hope to improve. You know, for me when I was running, I ran on integrity.
Exactly.
And I mean that's the thing. You know.
It's just so I get where you're going.
I mean, but you have to vote for the person too.
Exactly.
Right. And like I said, we're going back to dating. Right. If things aren't working out well when you're dating the person, marriage is probably not the answer.
Exactly.
Right. You know, I mean, don't think that making it permanent is going to be the answer.
Exactly.
So and that's why I'm always available to constituents.
850-595-3900. You can say, let
call
me
the
speak to
office.
Robert.
Yes,
all day long. I mean, let's go to break. We're going to come back and talk about some more about that. But ladies and gentlemen, we're having a conversation. And hopefully that you will take heed. And I'll say this over and over. If you don't know about the person, don't just ask anybody. Seek and find information. Seek and ye shall find. I guarantee you. We'll be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Hey folks, Winston Lindsay here with Living Southern Homes in Bruton, Alabama. We just want to remind you our new show will be coming on at 5:30 on Mondays on Blab TV and also Thursday at noon. Don't miss these opportunities. We will see you then.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
What's time for dinner?
Donating pet food can keep families together. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quince Dieter, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back for a conversation in red, white, and blue. And they're beeping, they're blinking a little bit.
They're blinking, I can see them.
Yeah, they're blinking a little bit. Oh, you can see it on the white and red, but look.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
You can see it. Robert and I we are festive today. Celebrating 250.
If you get more festive than this hat, though, Sunshine, and that's why it was for you, right?
Exactly. But you see, with me and sitting here, it was so high. I said, no, Robert, you put on that, then I put on the baseball cap. But there's so many things we covered this hour. And I certainly hope that people are taking heed. And the most important thing, I think, is to be ready to vote. If you've gotten your vote by mail in, do what you got to do, send it back in. You don't even have to pay for postage. Right. It's absolutely free. So you've got a pen or something you was talking about we got now.
We did. So a couple things is that we always do an election worker pin to give to those election workers. So this year we do have a badge that we created with Celebrating America 250. It says Escambia County election worker 1776 to 2026. But the other thing I'm really excited about is that we partnered with Vet the Vote, and they want to see how many of our election workers are veteran military families. So those who have served or those who have immediate family members, a parent, a spouse, a child who's serving. And so we decided to recognize and honor those individuals with their own pin. We sort of took Vet the Vote's logo, which was a dog tag shaped pin.
Okay.
Had 250 military with a star on it. And then they have a motto this year that is honoring service through service, honor service through service. And we were able to put across the top of that. So,
how neat.
So I just say, if you go out and you see an election worker with the military pin on there, just let them know that we appreciate their service.
That's right. Give them a pat on the back.
And this is what I think is so great, to have the people that have defended the freedoms that we have and the ability to express our votes freely. You know, it's like when I go into schools, I tell the kids, don't write your name at the top. You don't have to tell anybody how you voted, right? It's a secret ballot. It's not a test. And so to have them be a part of that process is special for me. So I was glad we were able to honor.
You brought up something I think that's important too, because I wanted to talk about the younger voters, the ones who are just registered and getting ready, they can be able to vote in this election. I want to encourage we were downtown here maybe several weeks ago. I've been coming down here a lot on the weekends talking to people. And these two young ladies, it was so amazing. We walked out and I said, hi ladies, are you all registered to vote? No ma'am. 21 years old. Yeah. But I said, why? Just hadn't thought about it. I got this analogy from, I don't know whether you gave it, but I use it a lot. If you want somebody else to make decisions for you, say you're grown, you don't want your mama and dad to make decisions for you. If you don't vote, who's making that decision for you?
Right, Correct.
Mom and daddy.
So the 18 to 25 demographic is our second largest demographic behind 65 and older.
Okay.
And what you'd think, right, 65 and over is a lot of people. But historically, that 18 to 25 has the lowest turnout, percentage-wise. And so you're right. If those 18 to 25-year-olds, if you want your parents and grandparents to continue making decisions for you,
just don't do nothing.
Then
keep walking like those two. But right there that day, I made a phone call. They got those girls registered that day.
Yes.
And I hope that they go out and vote.
We do too. We do too.
And but I say that to say, with all that being said and done, I'm coming from the heart. I don't care what election it is. Vote. You live in this country as well as I do. Vote. This is how you make the change. That's why I changed my. I was saying I had a slogan that I had changed, but I changed it.
Yeah.
Conversation creates change. This is how you make things change. Do things. You got to make that move. Don't just, it doesn't matter about my vote. Yes, it does. Why you think they take me in? It does. It does matter. And these are the things that Robert been talking all day, is how important that you got to make sure you got your credentials in order. Don't think. Make sure, pick up the phone.
Right.
Takes 2 minutes.
2 minutes, they're happy to help you. And the, where was I? I had a thought pop in my head.
Oh, go ahead. I know how you feel.
Now I've got to bring it back in though.
Bring it back.
What you were talking about?
But it'll pop back in a minute. We have those moments, that brain fog.
There's so much going on. What were you just talking about?
I was talking about the young people and how important it is to vote. If you don't want grandmama to vote for you, make your decision for you.
Okay. Nope. Senior moment. Senior moment.
It's okay, Robert. You've talked about it a lot this hour. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. But you know what, Robert? What I'll say.
I know.
See, it came back.
I tracked. Okay, so again, we're talking about decisions. So we're going into a general election for a gubernatorial cycle.
Yes.
Okay. 8 years ago, we had an open governor's race. So the incumbent was not eligible to run again, Rick Scott. And so we had 61% turnout in that election for the November election. Historically, in a gubernatorial election cycle, which we're in now, it's the low 50s. Now, for the presidential, we were at 76.
Wow.
Okay, 164,000, 76%. So just going back to that, who do you think is going to impact your daily life more?
That's it.
The president, the governor.
That's it.
Or your local candidate.
Exactly.
And so I would love to have 76% show up for this gubernatorial election.
Hey, yes.
Not the 61 that showed up 8 years
before.
ago. Not the low 50s that we typically see.
Take it higher.
So we were talking about turnout. And again, we're trying to get that August 18th election turnout up, but also going forward to, why do people just show up for the president? There's a lot of talk about that on the radio, right? There's a lot of talk about that in the media. Everybody focuses their attention on the presidential race. But there were 17, 18 things on that presidential ballot in 2024.
Exactly.
And all of those matter.
I'll put it like this. Not just the presidential, which is important, but the fact of it is you got the gubernatorial election coming up in November. Have you even given the candidates the new candidates any search on them to find out what they're about? This is what I mean. Do your research so you'll know which way to go. Yeah. You'll know who's going to be better for you. Don't ask me. I've already done my research. I know who I think is better for me. But you can do the same thing. It won't take long. If you're sitting there and expect that people now with this device here, key the name in. That's all it takes. No, Siri, she'll do it for you.
Yeah. Go to our website.
Exactly.
Look at your sample ballot. When you get it in the mail, go to the sample ballot. The names will be right there. Start searching them. The other thing is you can take that sample ballot. You can go ahead and write on it. You can mark it however you want. You can take it in with you to vote so that you don't have to remember.
Exactly.
You can use it as a
that's a good point to make.
Right. Yeah. You can take that sample ballot in with you and copy the answers that you want. So
and you'll be out of there quick.
Yes.
Okay.
In and out. Get your commemorative "I voted" sticker.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I mean, it's so many things that are happening, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to be aware of. That when I say aware, this affects your life. This affects your livelihood. This affects you. It affects your family. So therefore, I encourage you, and all of the younger people, please, it's important that you vote. Now, when he said that increase, that the fluctuation of the numbers are with the 1825 and the 65 plus, so let's increase that even more. Show up in, mass numbers to make sure. Think about it. Do your research. Make that decision. Put it on that paper, and as they say in the Bible, make it plain and just feed it in. Robert, thank you so much for always. Look, we got to come back. We got to look at those numbers after the primary.
And you called me on election day, and I'm giving you updates.
Okay, there you go.
So, and you can track that on our website, ScambiaVotes.gov. Every 10 minutes, we'll show the turnout numbers for the early vote during election day, everything like that, and you can see how that number's going. So. Again, we really hope to get it over 30, which is where it normally is, and I'd love to get it up in those upper 30s, 40% would.
You're gonna call me and say, Sunshine, we're at 55%.
I would love that. I would love that.
And I'm gonna say, Robert, let's make this thing happen. I said, I believe. But again, I say, thank you for all the hard work that you do. Thank you for always being so open when I call you. Because I appreciate that we get the information out to the community so that they will know what to do.
That's the important thing.
That's the important thing. Yeah. And I mean, even with the changes that's happening in some of your areas, they're preparing you. Keep your eyes on your mailbox. Yep. For those of you who, I'll say this, for especially people around the Fricker Center, keep your eyes on your mailbox. It's going to tell you some things that you need to know, because that was a busy spot over there.
It was, and again, we do everything we can to get that word out. I mean, P&J ads and really drawing attention to that.
Exactly, exactly.
But again, if all those fail, if you go to the Fricker Center and the chain link fence is up around the construction zone,
nothing there.
There will be a sign up that tells you you need to go to the Pensacola Main Library.
Exactly. Robert, thank you so much. We got to get out of here. But it's been a fantastic day, and thank you for the cap.
I know.
Look, I'm going to get my hat back.
I need to give this back to you.
Yeah, okay. He's going to give that back to me. Yeah. And look, and I'm going to make sure he gets his back. There we go. Thank you, go. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here, but I'm going to leave you like I do every day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first in whatever you do, I'll tell you this, you'll be a total success. So until tomorrow for another day of sunshine, know that I do love you with a perfect kind of love. Go out, tell somebody, get ready to vote. Let them know you love them. Show them you love them. Until then, keep shining while I'm gone. Have a great day. Thank you, Robert, for my hat and everything else. Bye for now.
Just a small town girl with a big old dream. Now she's taking it over and making a scene. Yes, it's your turn next, so please take your seat. 'Cause baby, the best is yet to be seen. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning,
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.